Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again. And as you can see on the side of my screen over here, it's a very, very, very special topic that everybody loves. It's going to be tier lists. Except this tier list in particular is going to be a little bit interesting because instead of an individual character tier list looking at things like value, so on and so forth, of like units and whether or not they're worth your pulls, we're going to be looking at this from a different perspective. We're going to be looking at this from the team's perspective. And let me be the first person to tell you this. This is going to be a very subjective video. It's going to be a subjective set of rankings based off of my tastes and preferences, and of course, what I believe to be the most helpful characteristics of a unit for the average player. And that's a good delineation to make because the average player is going to be the majority of people playing this game. And that's what my content, that's what my rankings, that's what my guides, my rotations, my gameplay, that's what it is related to. And so with that in mind, the reason why I'm actually making this video today is very, very, very simple. Because I actually saw this post on Reddit talking about like the CN sentiment of like Lucilla and Soy Soy and Hiyuki's Glacio Chafe team and how they're like actually bad or something like that. And it is something that didn't really get that much traction. You can see it got downvoted more than upvoted most likely, especially compared to the comments. But you can kind of see there's a good bit of misinformation here, at least to how it pertains to the average player. Because these guys are like sweaty. They're doing shit like quick swap, all of that, like talking about like 6-second buff rotation timers. It's not applicable to like 99% of players. And so that's why we're making this. To quell any of that misinformation, right? To sort of like steady the waters for any person that's looking to build teams, because that's what you need. What's the misinformation? It's pretty misinformation to say that Lucilla and Soy Soy are trash for Hiyuki because you can't quick swap with them. Yeah, that's the misinformation that's going on in here. People are saying Lucilla and Soy Soy are trash teammates for Hiyuki because you can't quick swap with them as much as you'd like. And that's the summary, right? So naturally, it doesn't apply to most players. Anyways, so like I said before, when it comes to things like teams are what you want to build in Wuthering Waves with your characters. And teams are what you require to clear the content. And instead of going for individual characters, a much better recommendation for people is to go for individual teams. And then with those teams and the building blocks of those teams, right? You go ahead and then you build more teams off of those. And so the goal is to identify who are some of the characters that share those teammates. Who are you going to really value pulling so that they are a part of other teams? And of course, who's just a strong DPS in the first place to go for, even if they might not have the greatest number of teams. And so that's going to be the focus of this tier list for today. And naturally, we've got every single unit in the game over here, and I guess people think Scar is gonna be released in Mengzhou. I think that's bullshit, but we'll just have to see. Bro Fraxis isn't even in the story, so I think these guys are just on crack cocaine. Like if you've been playing the Mengzhou story, you know this is a pipe dream. So like I don't really care about that. We're not gonna be using all these slots, because all we're going to be doing over here is actually just ranking, not on an S, A, B, C, D scale. I'm just gonna be giving you my top 5 teams in the game. So the best way for us to go about this is going to be very, very, very simple. We're going to be starting ourselves from rank number 5 and then going up. And then from there, you'll naturally see things will get a lot easier for us. All right. So first things first, the number 5 team in the game. This is going to be a bit of a difficult sort of like recommendation to make for a very, very, very simple reason. We're factoring in best in slot teammates. We're factoring in 5 stars. We're factoring in all of that stuff, right? And so the end result is going to be this. Even if the team does a lot of damage, if it doesn't make a good use of characters, it's not going to be rated that high. So that's why this first team is going to be this one, ladies and gentlemen. It might upset a couple of you, but just listen to my reasoning. My rank 5 team in the game is actually going to be Soy Soy, Yang Yang, and of course, Chisa. And the reason why I'm ranking this as the number 5 team is very, very, very simple. This team is strong, right? This is one of the strongest teams in the game. It's incredibly powerful. Soy Soy provides buffs if characters are able to consume negative statuses, right? Oh, good lord. Yeah, they'll let you just view the entire goddamn thing here. So, like, the main buff that Soy Soy provides is, of course, her 12% damage bonus to every person on the team, but also a special buff over here where if a person is able to consume negative statuses, which Yang Yang does, she's able to provide 50% attack to that character. And so that's a very big buff. Then Chisa also has her Havoc Bane increases as well. Soy Soy has her own increases for negative statuses that aren't Havoc Bane. And Soy Soy has even more buffs as well, like Havoc Resistance Ignore, so on and so forth, if you're able to consume Havoc Bane during her ultimate. And so all of these buffs kind of like come together to make Yang Yang an incredibly strong character, because she's got a ton of built-in damage amplification, some damage buffs from her Sonata set, but one thing Yang Yang lacks in her kit is attack. So she has a lot of amp, she's got a lot of damage bonus, she provides the attack, and then she provides the Havoc Bane, well, stack increase. And the end result is that this team, again, is very strong and works together well. But there's a big drawback to this team. And this is the drawback that you're actually going to see propagate across the rest of the tier list. Chisa's a healer. And so is this unit. And as you can see, this unit enables every single negative status effect in the game. Every negative status team works with her except Spectrofrazzle, because Spectrofrazzle sucks ass. Not all negative status teams work with her. And so she only works with the units that are able to consume negative statuses, which are effectively discounting Cardothea because she's an HP scaler, right? She only works with Hiyuki and Yang Yang at the moment, and maybe Scene, the Sentinel Resonator of Mengzhou, in the future. That's a possibility, right? But we don't know yet. And so it's only 2 units in the game right now. And to make Yang Yang's best in slot team over here, you need to utilize the generalist support that works with every negative status. And then this is kind of like the situation over here. If you're running this team, well then what are you going to do about, well, what are these characters going to do? If, assuming that they're in their negative status lineups, right? Yes, these are all DPSs that will lose out if Cheese is taken. Do you begin to see why I'm ranking this team at number 5? Because it's a very strong team, but I find it to be one of the worst uses of resources on your account. And one of the main reasons for that is very, very, very simple. It's a game mode called, and you'll be able to see it over here, it's a game mode called End State Matrix. And the way that End State Matrix works is very, very, very simple. Characters have a certain amount of energy, vigor, and the amount of times it can be used is capped by their vigor. And she usually only has 1, but she has a special bonus over here. S2 phase 1 only, she gains an additional 1. So this unit is effectively able to be used 1 time, and she's got 4 teams, as I just showed you. 4 teams, 1 with Hiyuki, 1 with Cardothea, 1 with Imith. She's kind of mandatory on the, oh, sorry, she's kind of mandatory on the Imith and the Cardothea teams. You can use Arrow Rover, but like then you don't have Electro Rover. Who the fuck else are using? You get what I mean, right? So it's like, are you gonna use this with Yang Yang? Like non-sarcastically, are you gonna use this with Yang Yang? I don't think so, right? Like that would not be a good idea, because then all your other characters don't have her. And then in Wuthering Waves, right? You can only do 1 side at a time. Chisa can actively, in your WuWa run, only be used on 1 team too. Are you going to use her on the Yang Yang team, or are you going to use your Chisa on, I don't know, your Denya Imith team, which is way stronger, right? You're probably going to want to play your Chisa on this team, especially in Wuthering Waves and stuff like that. So you kind of like see what's going on over here, right? Like you could use that team for sure, but you kind of don't want to. And this is the recommendation that I'll just tell most people. Yes, this is going to be weaker. This is going to be weaker than this one. 1,000,000%. It's not going to be as strong. But guess what? You're using a free character on Static Mist. And like the end result is that you're going to be able to use these resources so much better in other places on your account. And that's kind of like the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. That's just kind of it. Does that make sense now? Are we good here? I think we're all settled. I think we're all settled with this one. So yeah, rank 5 is going to effectively belong to this team down here, but I'm just gonna spice it up by basically just putting Yang Yang. Yeah, we're just gonna be putting Yang Yang over here, but you understand the teammates that are gonna be involved in that team. Hopefully that makes sense, because, well, Soy Soy and Yang Yang are going to be used in other places as well. So just want to make sure that we have that visual sort of like standard set. Now, the next team that I'm going to be putting in rank number 4 is going to be, I hope you're ready for it. It's actually going to be Sigrika. Yeah, we're going to have a Sigrika team in rank number 4. And this is where we're really going to utilize the space that we have over here to show that Sigrika actually has 2 DPS options, or 2 sub DPS options if we're going to be straight with it. Lucilla or Chuyan. I think Chuyan is technically technically better, but there's a reason for why this team is only going to be in rank number 4. And it's going to be very, very, very simple. There aren't enough modern echo damage dealers. Sigrika is the most modern one, but the one released before her is like Galbrena, and Galbrena's design is kind of like really bad from her damage typing. And so the end result is basically this. If Sigrika had another echo skill damage dealer on the roster that was like you know, a Meng Zhou one, then I feel like Sigrika would be a lot higher rated. Because then she'd be able to really split the use cases of these two characters a lot more. And this is the thing. Furlova's not on this tier list. Furlova, ladies and gentlemen, is not going to be on this tier list. Because there are teams better than Furlova when you average out both game modes. She's not really that good in TOA. I'm going to be honest. Furlova is not really that great in the TOA. And so that's one of the reasons. That's one of the honorable mentions, right? But I'm just spoiling it right off the bat. That's why Sigrika is low. Because, what did I mention before? Being able to share teammates. Stuff like that. And this is what I'll say over here. As a bit of a spoiler. If you pulled your Lucilla for a Sigrika, then maybe this team bumps up to over here. That's just one of the things I want to mention. But we're just going to rate her based off of you having Chu Yan and then, you know, Lucilla's Glacio Chafe mode not really being factored in. One of the other reasons for why I feel like this team is a little bit on the like slight lower end for me is because the best in slot is like actually Shorekeeper. This to me is a little bit wasteful as like a sort of like team, and I feel like there's a better third slot in the future. Like imagine like a Soy Soy or a Mornier, but it's for echo skills. That's what I'm imagining in the future, because Sigrika has one weakness right now on the roster at a full build, and it's this. She frequently reaches close to, if not at, 100% crit rate. But this is the thing. If you're at 100% crit rate, then what are you lacking? Right? What are you lacking if you have Shorekeeper on your team? You want to know what my crit rate is on this build? I get 20% echo skill, or 20% echo skill crit rate, right? I'm at 97.3% crit rate. What is Shorekeeper's 12.5% crit rate going to do for me? It's wasted stats. I'm literally wasting 10% crit rate, which is a lot. But that's just what Sigrika ends up having on her build if you really optimize her shit. And so this is kind of like the thing. You can run like a crit damage thing, but then you start missing your crits on some big hits. And wouldn't it just be better if she had like a tuned version of, or like an echo skill version of Mornier, an echo skill version of Soy Soy, instead of having Shorekeeper? Do you guys get what's going on over here? So once that echo skill Shorekeeper comes out, I can totally see her really rising in the ranks. But at the current moment, right, her third slot isn't really that good. She's a great character, really strong in both game modes, but her sub DPSs don't really have that much splashability at the moment. And this is some doo-doo. Like it's not bad. It works. It definitely clears, but this is kind of like some doo-doo. So yeah, that's going to be the 4th ranked team, and hopefully you guys understand why. But I see that team with a lot of potential to actually go higher in the future. Now, moving back on. We're now going to clear it out. Like I said before, we all understand the teammates that are going to be involved in those teams, and I'm also making sure to show some other alternatives. Now let's get into this last team down here before stuff starts getting really, really, really spicy. Is this going to piss some people off? Is this going to piss some people off? This might piss some people off. Yeah, no, all right. So Luke is actually going to be going in slot number 3. Luke is actually going to be going in slot number 3, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason for this is very, 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 very simple. Because the second slot is... Wait, where's that bitch Denya? Bro, I can't find her. Did they delete her ass from here? Where the fuck is she? Wait, where the fuck is Denya? She's dead. All right, we're gonna use Encore for Denya. I don't know what else to do. Yeah, what the hell? Wait, Hiyuki isn't there. Did they miss 3.3? Okay, all right. You know what? I'm getting a different tier list. This one's fucked up. Anyways, that's a lot better. Oh my gosh, that's a lot better. Anyways, so I am so smart for what I did before, and I was like taking all of like the little things off because like now, bro, it's like it doesn't like bro, I'm such a genius. Do you see how my intellect over here just saved us all this time? Because now we don't even need to like replace anything because that was the system we were using before. Anyways, so there's a reason why I'm putting this team in slot number 3. And it's kind of like the exact opposite reasoning you can make for everything down here. It's very, very, very simple. Luke is ranked number 3 because his teammates are possibly some of the most splashable in the game, if not the most splashable teammates in the game. What Luke does is he utilizes Denya and Mornier, where Mornier basically supports every single Toon team in the game. Very good. And then Denya supports every Toon Strain team in the game, which is great because Ching Zhao is a... Well... Do you see why this team is ranked number 3? Because you can literally just take Luke out and then splash Ching Zhao in. That's how it works. And so the idea over here is extremely, extremely, extremely simple. You have a lot of possibilities to build more teams when you pull team like this. And when Luke is also a very strong character that also has the ability to clear all endgame modes, specifically with Denya and her grouping and Whimpering Waves, that actually allows him to, and the HP inflation actually helps him out a little bit as well because his stuff oftentimes just overkills everything, right? He's actually gotten better in Whimpering Waves compared to like previous resets because of like HP inflation. His kit actually works oppositely compared to that. No, he doesn't get 2.5k. I think he gets at least like a 2.2. And believe me when I say this, not a lot of characters are getting 2.5k nowadays. I think there's only like 3 or 4 characters that get 2.5k, so him not getting that isn't really a mark on his performance. Let's be real here. And I think he can if you do play him decently. Basically, the main point that I'm making is he's a TOA god. He's an end state god. He's not a WuWa god, but he also has some of the best teammates in the game that work in, well, you're probably going to guess it, teams in the top 2. And that's why I personally recommend that everybody, at least consider pulling Luke. They're not going to because he's a dude, right? They're not going to because he's a male character. That much is very, very, very simple. But inarguably, he's also one of the best free-to-play units in the game as well. And like I mentioned before, I don't plan on ranking these teams by like their free-to-play capabilities, but Luke being one of your first pickups has the bonus of him working with a standard weapon, him getting a Sanhua and all of that, and working very well with her, so on and so forth. And like the end result is that he's one of the best characters to like start your account with. Like if you started during a Luke patch and then got him, your account was in a pretty good spot for pretty much most content moving forward. Obviously, you still need like a bunch of different teams, but he's a good cornerstone of a good foundation. So that's why he's going to be going here. And now we're getting into rank number 2. And you can probably guess who's going to be in rank number 2 based off the little pump fakes that we did before. Rank number 2 is going to be Imith, ladies and gentlemen. And Imith is going to have a lot of different teammates involved. And basically, both teams are going to be in the exact same spot at number 2. Both teams are going to be in the exact same spot. And who does she use? Well, she uses all of these guys. And so do you begin to see why some of those other teams down there were rated maybe a little bit lower comparatively? Because, well, when you put your Chisa with your Yang Yang, for example, right? Well, she can't go up here. And Mornier naturally has 2 uses, so yeah, she can cover both of these guys if you do need them there. And basically, right, until Ching Zhao comes out, the only way to have effectively... Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, no, she also has this bonus of Lupa. The reality is you kind of don't really play Lupa in too many of her teams nowadays. I don't really think so. Like, Lupa is kind of like if you're too broke to get other characters. Amith Daniel Lupa is OP. Yeah, I bet it's okay, but you don't have a healer on that team, so like you really can't play it in a lot of endgame modes. Like your face taking on Lupa, I hope you understand that. Like she's not like this character that is able to like dodge everything. Otherwise, she's never getting her forte. So like it's a WuWa only thing. Like sustainless teams are WuWa only. So it's like, yeah, that anyways. The reason why Imith is here is very, very, very simple. She produces some of the top results in the game based off the game mode. In Rupture form, for example, over here, which is going to be, it's going to be this lineup over here. Let's just pretend like get these fuckers out of here. In Rupture form, for example, she is a TOA god. She basically has so many, like, built-in buffs from all of these different characters, right? She has so many built-in buffs from all of these different characters, like what's it called? Let me actually just start pulling stuff up. She's a primarily liberation damage dealer over here, Imeth, who's able to get some massive buffs from Lene, who has all the damage amp, and of course, Mordier, who's got more damage amp. And this is going to be the biggest factor over here. And I waited to talk about this. It also applies to the Luke Kirsten teams as well. She also provides this very, 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 very big damage buff on her interfered marker, which increases the damage they take after a tomb break for 8 seconds by up to 40%, which is quite a lot. You combine it with the Exo Strider and stuff like that on Imeth's rotation, you could be hitting close to 600, 700k with no shilling in the TOA S0R1. And as you can probably guess, that overkills the fuck out of enemies in Whimpering Wastes, the AoE endgame mode. And so the end result is that Imeth is kind of one of those units where she is definitely playable Toon Rupture mode in Whimpering Wastes, but you'd rather use another form instead. Her Fusion Burst form, which focuses, right, far more on Denya's ability to amplify Fusion Burst damage, and most of the damage of this team actually comes from the negative status, not actually Imeth's stats. This is the most fucked up part. You can actually have bad echoes on your Imeth that aren't actually that good. Low attack, low crit rate, low crit damage, stuff like that, and the team will perform not that much worse because it's not actually the characters dealing damage in these teams, it's the negative status. And that's why Chisa over here, right, with her ability to reduce defense, all of that, is so good in this team. Because what does defense reduction do? It allows your negative statuses to deal more damage. And it's not like you're trying to get your characters to do that much of it either. And so that's where Imeth sort of like comes in as like this dual purpose unit, because she effectively does have 2 different teams with like kind of like different stat requirements on the build to get stuff going. But this is one of the realities over here. Some of these teams play and feel much different than others. A lot of people are personally not very happy with this team using it in the TOA. Why? Because it has some of the most piss low damage numbers in the game. And I think this is the best way for us to like demonstrate it. Bro, you know what? I'll actually just play, I'll play both of them just so you can kind of like see how kind of like fucked up the gameplay experience is between the two. And the great news is you really only have to choose one. And you don't have to build the teams for others. But what Imeth naturally has a bonus from is that by building some of the other best teams in the game, you end up building almost all of Imeth's. Who are the characters over here, right, that are actually new showing up on the tier list? It's just Lene, Denya, Chisa, and Mornier have all actually showed up for other characters. So by building, right, Imeth's teams, both of them, if you want, you actually start building 2/3 of like other teams. And so you kind of see how this is all like kind of like working together and why these are some of the best teams in the game for people to go for. Because you end up being able to get like discounts on the next team that you build because teammates can be shared. So yeah. All right. Okay, I think we can practice against the Gorilla, actually. The Gorilla does have a 30% fusion damage bonus, but I think it's going to matter too much. We will see, though. Because, I mean, all the characters are getting the buff anyways. And once again, you get just a little bit of this going. Where's Cheese? Wait, this is a fucked up team. Wait, no, that's like a bastard. Don't ever play that one. Yeah, whatever you do, don't ever play that team. That one is not going to do anything. Yeah, do not go Mornier. Yeah, do not go like Mornier, Denya, Imeth. That is a trap. You will get fucked. All right. I'm trying out a new Chisa rotation. Let's see how this one works. Like, what happens if I just, like, go ahead and I just, like, hold this shit down over here? Ooh, we missed an attack over there. Doesn't really matter. We're not looking for, like, we're just looking for the raw damage in a rotation. The timing doesn't really matter too much because we're just using the set number of attacks. Okay, why? How does it look so much worse than the other one? Wait, this actually... okay, this does look like buns now. Remember, like, why was it looking so decent before? So, that's effectively the damage of, like, one rotation in that Fusion Burst team, right? And like we said before, yeah, negative status isn't chilled over there. There's yeah. Now this is gonna be the 2 Rupture version. And the good news is, I need to give Lene her signature too. Because Chisa has hers. It's only fair, right? Yeah, Chisa has hers, so like it's only fair, right? Alright, we're on 2 Rupture on both sides. Now let's see it. And I'm gonna make sure to actually use my Tomb Break at the proper time. Some people don't know this, but you gotta be strategic with when you use a Tomb Break in this team. A lot of people with Tomb Break right here, not actually a good idea. You want a Tomb Break about right here. Right before you start doing all of your encore attacks, or your Seraphic Duet attacks. And then boom, you hit him with the Exo Strider, and this is where the big boom comes in. So do you kind of see like why people actually enjoy playing this team a lot more? You nuke for like 700k, right? You nuke for like 700k damage on an S0R1 build. And so people just really like using that one instead. They're both viable, right? And one's obviously better in one end game mode over the other. But that's kind of like how they work. One's better in WuWa, one's better in WuWa, the other's better in the TOA. But what's one thing very, very, very clear about the roster composition and the characters we've been seeing thus far? I did those comparisons to show that they are similar, but they do play very, very, very differently. But this is the difference, guys. You have end state matrix, and you also have a limited number of uses of certain characters in all your end games. And the reality of this one is very, very, very simple. If you look at all the characters on here, is it really a good idea to play the Denya Chisa team if you're trying to maximize maybe your score at end state matrix? No, it's an awful fucking idea, right? It's actually better for you to do something like this, where it's like Mornier just does the little swappy between the two. Do you see what I'm talking about over here when it comes to team comps, team building, the ability to clear? And guys, next update, just pretend Luke is Ching Zhao if you're allergic, if you're a misandrous. Great. Are you happier now? Is that better? Do you see it now? You hate men. Okay, do you see it now? Do you see my point now? Bro, that's why I love this. I love this. I can just interchange them, and now I'm suddenly right because I put a girl on there. Yeah, now, before it was wrong, now it's right. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, that's why I am personally a recommender of just having Mornier with your Imyth almost all of the time. Because of this, right? And now Chisa is free to go here. Chisa's free to go with Cardathea. Chisa's free to go with Hiyuki. Or, of course, Chisa's free to go with whoever the fuck you need her to go with. Do you see how this freed up our Chisa right now? This is great, isn't it? This is wonderful. This is amazing. So, that's why we're going to be putting Imyth over there. And we all get the discussion. We all get the talks. We all get what's going on. We're good. Now it's time for some honorable mentions. You know what? I'm going to add a row above. Or I'm going to add a row below, actually. Hey, wait. You know what? Hey, how do I move this bitch? Yeah. All right, I'm not going to lie. This is kind of unintuitive. All right. Let's make them pink because they're gay. All right. Honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. So, this is going to be a relatively quick section because the honorable mentions are, well, the honorable mentions are kind of just going to be here as like relics of either like the past or maybe some scalability into the future. And one of the honorable mentions is going to be Augusta Yuno, because I think Jing Ran is going to be able to sort of have like a similar situation to Ching Zhao and what's her name? Ching Zhao and Luke. We all know they're meant to be like somewhat interchangeable, right? And like they share a sub DPS and maybe a support. I can see a very similar thing going on for this guy and then Augusta and, well, Jing Ran, because this guy generates shields. That's known because his Sonata set is about shield generation, and she buffs the fuck out of people that generate shields. And so having this team basically means It's the same sort of concept. You're going to have a lot of the building blocks for this guy. And in a similar vein, he might work with Lupa as well. In a similar way to Galbraina. And Galbraina's also able to utilize units like a Mornier. While Augusta, you know, on the other hand, right? Use a unit like a Shorekeeper. So you kind of see over here, these are like some other like passive background teams that we have. I don't think it's necessarily a like huge recommendation to pull these guys, but let's just say something like this happens, right? Ooh, Jingrian and Yuno are, let's just say they're running next patch because Kura always fucking runs best in slot teammates together all the time. That's why it was Lene, and then it was fucking Iveth the next phase. I would not be surprised if, like, Yuno's available phase 1, and then, like, Jingran's available phase 2 or something like that. And if you pull this team as a newer player, it's not the worst idea ever to get Augusta to have Electro coverage, when Electro is, like, the fucking worst attribute in the game, and she's, like, kind of one of the only redeeming factors of it. So, like, that could be a thing as well. And it's an opportunity for you as a player. Another honorable mention that we're going to be putting down here, we already mentioned Galbraina, is of course going to be, and I already said it before, it's going to be Furlova. And this is my take on Furlova. Furlova ends up using some of like the most unusable units on the roster. And that's why I think she alone is like very, very, very strong, because she can make useless units useful. But one of the core elements about her is that she's kind of like a WuWa god. Right? She's kind of like a dominator of WuWa, but not much outside of that one. And the end result is kind of like this. Her TOA performance isn't kind of really like up to cuff without using really, really, really good characters. And also running sustainless and stuff like that. And the end result is that like she's still a great WuWa general, but I don't really use her ever in the TOA. I don't want to. I don't feel like she's very strong there. But that's just personally me. So yeah, that's gonna be the honorable mentions category. Might as well just like put like everybody involved like on there. It's like it's just a mishmash. You get what's going on over here. Not really a big deal. And like no, Kart's just not good anymore. So Kart's not good anymore, and then her teammates are giga expensive. She's one of the worst places to use Chisa. You'd rather just use, if you need arrow damage, just go use Sigrika or Qing Zhao instead. Yeah, that's kind of like the you get what's going on. Yeah, this is probably the last, probably last tier list was the last time Kart was going to be on there. So now it's time for rank number 1. And you probably already know what is happening with rank number 1. It was kind of already spoiled already, but yeah, it's just Hiyuki. Yeah, rank number 1 is going to be Hiyuki for a couple of reasons. These are all of Hiyuki's best in slot teammates. Where are they at? Where are they at? Oh, there's another one. Oh, and there is another one. So what do you notice about all of Hiyuki's best in slot teammates? They're from everywhere else on this list. She's from down here or here. She's from down here. There you go. She's from over here. There you go. And she's from down here. If you're saying Mornier, you are brain damaged. There is no team you're using Mornier and Hiyuki on after version 3.4. Yeah, you are never using Mornier on this team. Lene could go with Luke too. Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, Lene. Sorry, they're both blonde. Actually, all 3 of them are blonde. Holy fucking shit. Anyways, yeah, Lene can go with Luke as well. I forgot about that one. Yeah, usually I just pair with Denya nowadays. So, Hiyuki basically utilizes all of these teammates that everyone else on the list is using, but this is the thing. Bro, this team is giga viable. Everyone knows that this team is insanely strong and will still clear all the content in the fucking game, even WuWa, without any of like the special Glacial Chafe interactions. That one is there. That one's good. This one's good too. This one's really strong as well. And then somehow this one is also very, very, very strong. You're probably the most comfy out of all of them and the easiest to play. But then guess what? This one works too. And it's also really strong. And I think it gives Hiyuki its highest damage per screenshot. So it's kind of like Hiyuki has so many fucking teams that she can play, and they all feel good. If you want the one with quick swap, I think you just play like literally her release one, and this one allows you to quick swap pretty well. I think you can even quick swap with this one if you want to be a sweaty freak too. And if you just want to play easier, you got this one. This seems really easy to play. Sorry, this seems really easy to play. And then this one's really easy to play too. So she's got like varying difficulty levers. Like, oh, you want to get sweaty with it? She's got team comps, but then she's also got some of like the most variability I've seen across supports and some DPSs and how all of them work together. She's basically like, if you look at her number of teammates, she's like an iMyth, but like it's just one mode. She has like the same number of teammates as iMyth, but only one mode. But that also means you don't need to like change her build or like change a bunch of other things or like change, like you get what's going on. And she just reuses a bunch of the other teams that you already have. But this is also one of the other reasons why I just want to talk about this team so much. It is truly, in my opinion, the #1 team for any player to pull in this game if they're new or like an average player. It's the #1 team I can recommend to anybody. Because if you build this one and then you want to play sweatier, you can just build up from it by pulling a unit like Chisa or Lene or whatever the fuck else you want to do. But when you're just starting out, or you're just, you know, getting used to the combat, or maybe you just want a team that's going to reliably clear everything in the game, bro, this is how it does against Hazard 4. I know it's somewhat chilled for negative statuses, but like pretend that's not taking place, right? Is it an easy team to play? Oh, it's beyond easy, bro. Did I hit a parry there? Why is it so slow? Bro, just look at all those blue fucking buffs. Bro, this is the blue team. Bro, what is Hyuki's like fucking forte bar right now? And the team is just so easy to play because the enemy is just frozen the whole fucking time. So it's like, the second Hyuki's on the field, right, it basically just sets you up for, well, again, this is all S0R1. Wait, how is she not full? Oh, right. I didn't skill. You see what's going on over here, right? I don't even have Soy Sig, bro. She's on a variation. The team can do more damage. The team can do more damage. I'm not joking. I don't have her signature. It's missing 20% attack. And we'll just do one more for the fun. We'll just do one more for fun, and that's like, yeah, what's going on over here, right? It's just such a simple team to play for like everybody out there. You can't really go wrong. Her rotation's really easy too. Lucilla's has a little timing thing that you got to get used to, but it's like one button. It is truly one of the most simple teams for anybody to play, and that's why I consider it a very fun beginner team. But then you can decide too, oh, okay, all right, like maybe I want to be like a bit of a sweaty freak with it. And this is where it's just, I don't feel the need to ever get sweaty with Hyuki, so I'm probably like not gonna do some of the stuff correctly. I'm like not even trying though, because I don't even know what the rotation is, but like do keep that in mind. So I think you like go on to like Hyuki, and then you like do like a little bit of that, and then like, bro, I don't know, it's like you gotta do like some other shit, right? Like, bro, like this? I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Bro! Bro, I don't know. This just feels worse. Like, bro, I don't even know how people do this. Like, they do like this weird, like, goofy, like, 3 Yai shit, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? it's fucked up. Like you don't need to do it, but like you could do it if you want. I've never felt the need to, because I feel like the character just gets everything I want done without any issues at all. And so it's like you can do like 5 Yai rotations, you can do like 6 Yai rotations, you can do suck at 7, like but just do 9. I don't care, right? There are a bunch of sweaty techs you can do with her that I haven't bothered to learn because it's not necessary at all. And nobody even promotes it either because it's so unnecessary. But you can. But it's not like a Zani. It's not like a cart, where nowadays they feel like they need to do sweaty quicksort to be able to clear. And that's why I like the design of Hiyuki, Lucilla, Soy so much, because it basically allows you, hey, like, we're making it so this character doesn't turn into the next Zani. Kuro just doesn't want another Zani situation where the only way to play the unit is to get arthritis. Guys, I think that's one of the main reasons for why her reruns have done so poorly. Because people are like, oh, so I gotta press 30 times as many buttons for this character to do the same damage as others. I'm kind of good, bro. And character releases like this and kits like this essentially ensure Hiyuki is gonna be good in the long run, because those buffs are so heavy, but they promote a specific hyper carry playstyle. But it's such a good team for beginners, and like I said before, building Hiyuki allows you to build so many other teams at the same time. Because what does Lucilla have? An echo skill mode that lets you work with Sagrika. What does Soy do? Oh, she works with Yang. What else you got? Oh, what about Lene? Works with Imeth, works with Luke. And Chisa? Her. And her. And that's why I'm of the opinion that building Hiyuki and her team first, and then kind of like going from there, spreading out, and then developing the rest of your roster is one of the best decisions a player can actually make. And this has easily become my new like go-to sort of like comfort team that I can comfortably bring into any content. I forgot to mention this. It's also like the best overworld team in the game too, because you have Hiyuki, and Hiyuki could just stay in her fucking white-haired blue form. Sorry, she's always white-haired. That's a retarded thing to say. She could stay in like her purple form forever in the overworld, so you're just killing all the mobs too. So it's like, it's even like a better exploration team than using this bitch, because she doesn't, like, she's not even that good in exploration. She's all right, but she's not really that good. Bro, she's so much better. This team is so much better, right? Oh, I forgot. It even has the exploration quality of life. Right, you got the camera, bro. Bro, you got the camera to go collect shit, bro. How do I collect shit? Bro, yeah, look, she got this as well. So you got, look down. I'm not 10Z. I'm good. Right? Guys. Wait, I forgot. Does she just generate her forte? She just generates her forte as well. What the? She didn't even an enemy. There's no duration, bro. Just go fuck everything in the game, bro. Oh, does she fly too? Oh, this bitch flies in blue form as well. All right, bro, that's overpowered. What do you want me to say? It's the best overworld team in the game, too. You got the photo, and then this bitch does infinite damage because she's always in her ult form. So it's even like the best overworld team. Like show me a better overworld team. And then honestly, right? Yeah. And if you don't need the healer, you don't need Soy, bro, bitch, put in Imeth and then put like her jet engine mech in there, right? Because you pulled Imeth too, right? Because you're following my tier list. Because it's the best one ever. Yeah, you pulled Imeth as well. Hey, bitch, activate mech form. This shit is too fast, by the way. I know some people be saying this is power creep. Bro, this shit is so fast and so hard to control. Bro, it goes too fast. It's actually only good for, like, fast travel. It's only good for, like, fast travel. Just teleport. Bro, straight up, it's kind of like at a point, it's only useful for like going somewhere really far, really fast. But it's like, you'd rather just teleport half the time. Like, that's what I've realized, because it's hard to control. It's hard to control, bro. Like, you try to use this shit in Mangzhou, you're gonna be like crashing into buildings. No lie. But that's just like a little bonus you can do over here. Bro, she's still in the fucking form, bro. She's still in, I teleported and she's still in this form. That's why it's so good. So yeah, that's going to be the final rankings of this tier list over here, ladies and gentlemen. And I know, yes, it looks a little bit fucked up right now because we only have the DPS characters. But the DPS characters are the leaders of their team, and then the people that they're slotted with are made to work around them, right? And so naturally, it makes the most sense for us to review it this way. And so you can kind of view this in the order of this. The higher ranked a unit is, the more that building their teams is going to like help your account. By A, the team being strong, and B, the value of the teammates associated with this unit. And that's why Hyuki's going to be easily a ranked number 1, because her overall performance is, in my opinion, the highest out of all characters. I forgot to mention this. You saw her doing really well in TOA, right? She also butt fucks Wuthering Waves. Bro, she butt fucks Wuthering Waves so hard, it's unbelievable. Bro, I think she's the best WuWa character in the game. I think the, like, Sui Sui, Lucilla, fuck it, put in Chisa, doesn't matter. I think she's the best WuWa character in the game. I have used her every single time. I struggle to get below 3K. I struggle to get below 3K. I have to be playing, like, badly to get below 3K on the unit, while so many other teams feel so much harder to play. And the only thing you got to worry about with her is missing your Yais. Just wait half a second between each cast and you will stop missing them. Guys, that's the only one. It's like, sometimes the waves spawn late and then she misses her dashes. And I think the best way for us to, like, kind of just look at that performance is, I could do a run. That doesn't really matter that much. Or I just watch my
Toki's
video.
account. Can we get...
Or I just watch my video and we just see what the score is. Yeah, we just watch my video. Yeah, how about we just do that? Yeah, this is the most recent WuWa reset on... it's a different Hyuki working, though. But, yeah, you could just see the exact same team comp. Bro, it's at 2.5K at 18 minutes on the purple token. On high ping, so the mob spawns are delayed. So if anything, this is what I mean by struggling to get under a 3K. Because I gotta be working against some debuffs to get that. So even with crazy ping, and of course, I think there's more HP inflation this reset, right? And the delayed spawns, you can see over here, that's the reason for why I'm getting the low scores. Just look at this. I get off 3 attacks before they spawn. I do her entire BA3 string. BAs 1, 2, and 3 before the enemy spawn. And that's why the score is only 2.8K, right? Obviously, I should have probably killed these guys, but then there's nothing to hit. And so this unit just performs every single time. I've never had an instance where she doesn't perform. She is truly, like, I think, the best anniversary unit ever released. And she's actually only gotten better with time. And then she ends up building half the other teams in the game when you do that too. Very, very, very good. So yeah, that's going to be the summary for today. That's going to be the breakdown. These are going to be the top 5. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.